Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome one, welcome all. I am here with a very special guest today, none other than Ma Dukes, a very native way of saying mom, Ma Dukes. Mom, I need your help right from the get-go, desde el primer momento. Can you give me a hand?
Sure, of course.
All right, well, first, you know what? Let's give you a hand. Yeah, well,
Yay,
great.
thank you.
I know, I'm a demanding son. All right, I want you to say in your best radio voice, I want you to say, it's time for liftoff.
It's time for liftoff.
10, 9,
Here we go.
8,
Hold on
7,
to your hat, Mom.
6, 5, 4,
Buckle up.
3,
Okay.
2, 1, 0.
We are going.
Ignition.
Come on, show with no namers. Here we go.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the
And I think we've got this, Mom.
Okay.
Cross your fingers.
Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat.
Get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time.
On Vaughn Radio.
It's the show with no name.
All aboard. Let's go. Welcome, folks. Welcome. It's the show with no name, and you can't ask for a more exciting, special show than having my mom back. I think a great expression that comes to mind is back by popular demand.
That sounds nice.
Another one that comes to mind, you ask and you shall receive.
That's another good one. Yes.
Because I know, Mom, you're here on vacation here, visiting us in Spain. It's not really sunny Spain. It hasn't been lately.
No. But it's great being with you and your family, Albert.
But I'm also putting you to work here.
That's all right. It's a working vacation.
You're up for it. And you know what? As I said, your fans, the show with no namers, the FYIers, have demanded that you come back on the show and join us. They love your voice. They love hearing from you. And it's a pleasure to have you back.
I love being here. Thank you.
Awesome. If not, you wouldn't do it. You'd be like, Alberto, take a hike.
Yes.
Take a long walk off a short pier.
I'm glad to be here to do this. Absolutely.
All right, well, Mom, let's get right into it here. Tell us about yourself. I know many regular listeners know you very well, and they feel like they grew up with you the same way I did because of the stories I tell. Obviously, I use my family when I teach English, my surroundings, but tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Linda Alonso?
Well, obviously, I'm Alberto's mother. I also have another adult child, my daughter, Natalia. Shout out to Natalia. And I live in the United States in the state of New Jersey, which is not too far from the state of New York.
But you go to New York pretty often.
I enjoy going to New York. I particularly like to see Broadway shows, particularly musicals. And so it's really close enough to go for the day and then come back home in the evening. I still work, even though I'm retirement age. I work in a hospital, outpatient program for people with mental illness and addiction. So I still keep very busy with friends, with activities, with my church. So, and enjoy spending time when I can with my son and his family. And here I am.
Well, it's great to have you here. And not just here on the radio show, but I mean here at our home, here in Madrid, here in Spain. Tell us a little bit about your trip, a little but you're going back tomorrow. I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
tell us what you've done? I mean, the memories you can't even put into words, but tell us a little bit about
Well, I
your trip.
saw Alberto and his family last in the summer, and my granddaughter Laura is growing by leaps and bounds.
Ooh,
So
wait a
she-
second. Wait a second. Hang on. I'm not ready yet. Leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds.
A totally native expression there, Mom.
And so, since I have seen her last August, I think it was, she's grown taller,
And smarter.
and just very much with it. We spent
With it. That's a great expression. Espabilada.
Mhm.
Sharp.
Yeah, very sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent part of the vacation in Tenerife or Tenerife, depending.
You don't say it like the British.
I don't know how to say it.
Tenerife.
I would
The
say
British say Tenerife, mate.
I say Tenerife.
No,
Tenerife.
you said Tenerife. The first time was right.
Tenerife. That's the way I would say it. Yeah.
Tenerife.
So we had 4 nights there, and at a wonderful resort that was just wonderful for children. So we made memories there, and now I'm back in Madrid. So, yep.
And tell us a little bit about the comment you said about how you understand Canarians or people.
Well, again, I'm a native-born English speaker, obviously, and I do speak Spanish. Puedo hablar español desde muchos años. But it was easier for me in the Canary Islands, believe it or not, to understand the people from there than the people with very, very strong, I'm talking very strong British accents. I had to listen very closely to understand what they were saying.
And it's true. She said, I understand the Canary accent, which is more sing-songy than the peninsula.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
¿Qué haces? ¿Cómo estás? Es más, ¿qué haces? ¿Cómo está? It's a little more sing-songy. I love it personally. But my mom said, I said, how you doing with the accent? She goes, oh, I understand the Spanish people more than the English people. And supposedly we speak the same language.
Yeah. But the accents are very different.
Well, a shout out. You want to send a shout out to our friends that we met there? Matt and Rachel.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Rachel.
Raphael.
Hi, Rafi. How are you?
So a shout out to our amigos that we met out there that, it was great meeting so many people. What did you think of the island too?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
Looks like you're on another planet, really.
It felt, again, the temperature is subtropical. So it was not very, very hot, but it was definitely not winter. It was very comfortable.
But you had trouble understanding the British accent.
Some of them.
Well, don't worry, guys. Don't fret, because you can test your English with the Oxford Test of English. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant.
There you go, folks. Vaughan or Vaughan, Mom?
Vaughan.
Vaughan, that's right. But if you say Vaughan, people don't know what company you work for.
Well, that would, I would imagine, be in Spain, but in the United States, if I read that, I would say Vaughan.
Vaughan. All
Yes.
right. Well, can you help me out? Can you lend me a hand here?
Of course.
Can you, imitating me, say it's time for our pop quiz?
It's time for our pop quiz.
Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right. Folks, it's our pop quiz. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, our pop quiz. All right, Mom, I'm going to test you here a little bit, not your English. What are my favorite sports?
In English, soccer. In Spanish, football.
Okay, and any other ones that are in there?
Basketball and baseball.
Good. Yeah, you do know me.
Mhm.
And you forgot ice hockey. I like it. Remember, I used to go see a lot of New Jersey Devils
Yeah,
games.
ice hockey as well. Yep.
So in general, I like watching sports. Was
Yeah.
I?
Yes, you do.
Was I good at sports?
Not good at all.
You're that brutally honest with everybody? Okay, all right. I thought you were at least going to be diplomatic about it, Mom. Do you remember my nickname on my baseball team?
No, that I don't remember.
Grandma.
I know.
You're laughing. Thanks.
I know sometimes you were not paying attention to the game, like when you were playing soccer, football.
Or are you saying when I was playing baseball, I was out in left field?
You were out in left field, yeah.
Can you
And
explain that expression?
well, Alberto, again, he enjoys watching sports, but as a child, he was not very good in sports. There's a difference.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. But they called me grandma because they said I ran slow like a grandma.
Yeah, you were not really into it.
And then I was out in left field means I was out to lunch. I wasn't paying
You
attention.
weren't paying attention to the action of the game, which is important for every player to do.
Well, that's a great expression that comes from baseball. And we have a lot of idiomatic expressions that come from baseball. But right now, we're going to listen to an audio clip from one of our Vaughn materials. It's available at the Vaughn Tienda, and it's called Speak Basketball. So everybody pay close attention. And then I've got a challenge for you after you hear this audio.
Pista 61. Capítulo 8. El cuerpo médico. Sección técnica. Lesiones.
Injuries.
Lesiones óseas.
Bone injuries. Fractura.
Fracture.
Tienes una fractura en el radio.
You have a radial fracture.
Fisura.
Fissure fracture, hairline fracture, stress fracture.
Podría ser peor, ya que el hueso no se ha roto completamente. Es una fisura.
It could be worse as the bone isn't fully broken. It's a fissure fracture.
Lesiones musculares.
Muscular injuries. Distensión muscular.
Strain.
Si quieres evitar el riesgo de sufrir una distensión muscular, calienta bien antes de jugar.
If you want to avoid the risk of straining a muscle, you need to warm up properly before playing.
Desgarro.
Muscle tear.
Tienes un desgarro muscular. Vas a estar fuera un tiempo.
You have a muscle tear. You're going to be out for a while.
Sobrecarga.
Muscle fatigue.
Ojalá tengamos un día libre pronto. Tengo ambas piernas sobrecargadas.
I hope we get a day off soon. I have muscle fatigue in both legs.
Micro rotura.
Micro tear.
No estamos seguros del alcance de la lesión, pero parece una micro rotura.
We're not sure about the extent of the injury, but it looks like a micro tear.
Calambre.
Cramp.
Me dieron calambres en el vestuario.
I got cramps in the locker room.
Lesiones tendinosas.
Tendon injuries. Rotura de tendón.
Ruptured tendon.
Las roturas de tendones son poco comunes pero muy graves.
Ruptured tendons are very uncommon, but they're very severe.
Tendinitis.
Tendinitis.
Ponte esto alrededor de la rodilla. Puede que ayude con tu tendinitis.
Put this around your knee. It might help with your tendinitis.
Lesiones ligamentosas.
Ligament injuries. Esguince.
Sprain.
Mi esguince de tobillo tardó mucho en curarse.
It took a long time for my sprained ankle to heal.
Rotura.
Rupture. Tear.
Tienes una rotura completa del ligamento.
You have a complete rupture of the ligament.
Otras afecciones médicas.
Other medical conditions. Corte.
Laceration. Cut.
Déjame ver. Tienes un corte en la frente.
Let me see. You have a cut on your forehead.
Pinzamiento.
Pinched nerve.
Tengo un pinzamiento que me mata cada vez que doblo la espalda.
I have a pinched nerve that kills me every time I bend my back.
Luxación.
Joint dislocation.
Creo que es una luxación en el codo.
I think you've dislocated your elbow.
Él nunca se recuperó completamente de su luxación en el hombro.
He never fully recovered after his shoulder dislocation.
Conmoción cerebral.
Concussion.
Sufrí una conmoción cerebral cuando estaba yendo por un balón suelto y alguien me dio en la cabeza.
I got a concussion when I was going for a loose ball and someone hit me in the head.
Hernia discal.
Slipped disc. Herniated disc.
Puedes jugar con una hernia discal, pero te tienes que cuidar mucho la espalda.
You can play with a slipped disc, but you have to take real care of your back.
Contusión.
Contusion.
No te preocupes, no es más que una contusión en el muslo.
Don't worry, it's just a thigh contusion.
Uña del pie negra.
Black toenail.
¿Esas zapatillas son nuevas? Eso podría explicar por qué tienes la uña del pie negra.
Are those shoes new? That might explain why you have a black toenail.
Hemorragia subconjuntival.
Subconjunctival hemorrhage.
Uno de nuestros jugadores recibió un golpe en el ojo y sufrió una hemorragia subconjuntival.
One of our players was hit in the eye and got a subconjunctival hemorrhage.
All right. So, now you get why I don't do sports, Mom?
Yes.
With all those injuries?
Yes. Very dangerous.
Oh, my goodness. Holy cow. Have you ever had a serious injury, Mom?
From sports? Never from sports.
Have you ever fractured a bone or something like that?
I believe when I was almost 3, I broke a bone,
Okay.
but I don't really have recollection of that. I think I was trying to get a doll off of a dresser and I fell, I was told.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Ouch. And what about something that's pretty common? Going to review some of the vocabulary. Tendinitis.
Tendinitis, I guess, when your tendons are inflamed or out of joint, I imagine.
Have you ever had or suffered from padecer de
I don't
tendinitis?
I don't believe so, no.
It's interesting because in Spanish, they say itis. So conjunctivitis, conjunctivitis.
Mhm.
Bronchitis, bronchitis.
Bronchitis, right.
So their itis is our itis. It's
Oh, I didn't know that.
a little
Okay.
trick. Well, that's why I wanted to point it out, you know, as we look at these injuries that you hope you never have. All right, let's see what else. A pinched nerve. I didn't know that one. And luxación.
No,
That's to dislocate a joint.
no, I've never had that as well. No.
I remember when I was in the hospital after I got hit by the car, I was in the emergency room and some guy dislocated his shoulder.
Wow.
Una luxación, as we just learned.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know the way that they fix that?
They, I guess, pushed it back in.
Yeah, they pop it.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
See?
like a Lego they pop in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
What can I say?
wow.
I was across the room and it hurt me.
I can imagine. Yeah.
So
Wow.
I've never been I'm a risk taker, but not in the sports sense.
Not in that sense. Yeah.
But that's not true. Snowboarding.
Yeah. Well, you have to, again, with any sport, you have to take precautions, you know. Some sports require helmets, right?
Yeah.
You know, very different things for different sports.
Absolutely.
The right equipment.
All right. Well, let's test our listeners.
Okay.
All right. The first one is le da un calambre cada vez que se mete en la piscina o cada vez que nada. Okay, le da un calambre. That's the worst too.
Oh, okay.
You know it from the context.
I would.
Don't say it yet.
Oh,
though.
okay. All right.
We don't want to give it
I-
away.
I think I might know it, but I'm not sure.
Well, we don't want to give it away yet.
Okay.
But based on the context,
Yeah, I think I might know it.
you know, you don't want to get one of those when you're in the pool.
In the pool, right? Mm-hmm.
So I always that's something I always do with the students. I try to
Mm-hmm.
is put everything in context.
Right.
In a context where you would use it.
Right.
And we'll look at another context. Remind me when we look at it, menstrual,
Okay.
which is a different usage of the word. I don't know if it's a similar idea.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, this is a head injury that we heard in this audio clip. And I remember, I don't know if you remember this. Speaking of helmets, it's funny you brought that up. There was a baseball game going on in our town,
Okay.
and some kid was blinded by the sun,
Mm-hmm.
and the ball hit him in the head. It was a pop fly.
Wow. Okay.
A pop fly es una pelota al aire. And it hit him in the head.
Okay.
He got a concussion. Oh, I just said the word. Una conmoción cerebral. Traumatismo en la cabeza. Well, you guys, you got 3. Remember that. So, see, I just gave you a bonus there. And do you remember? Now, I want you to think back. There was a point where we got a letter saying that we needed to wear helmets in the Little League.
I don't remember that specifically.
It was because this guy was knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't die instantly, but he had una conmoción cerebral, as it's called.
Okay.
And it's pretty serious. I don't think I've ever had one of these.
No, I don't believe you did. No.
And the third one, and this one's much more common as well. It's usually serious, but not as serious as maybe that second one.
Okay.
And this is se hizo un esguince en el tobillo. Do you know what a tobillo is?
Not sure.
All right. It is something that connects your foot to, don't say it, but it's something that connects your foot to your leg.
Oh, okay. I think I know what it is. I won't
Okay.
say it. Uh-huh.
So what's something, you know?
Yeah.
You can imagine what the word is because I'm trying to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was running, he was playing soccer, he was playing basketball, whatever. You can use your own example. Remember, keep it real.
Right.
Right? Also, Mom, today we're going to take a look at some music, some movies. We're going to learn with these sports expressions. You were asking me before the show
Right.
what basketball team I used to go see all the time. And it's not the New York Knicks. I would see them sometimes. But what basketball team was it? Because you got me the tickets.
This was many years ago, and the Chicago Bulls were playing in our area. So Alberto liked the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan was part of the team at that time, so it's a long time ago. So we went to see them.
I think I saw them like 10 times.
You saw them. I remember once with you. Maybe I didn't go the other times, but I remember that one time.
Well, and applause, the MVP, most valuable person. No, MVM, most valuable mom, Linda Alonso. You know what the reaction is now when I tell people I saw Michael Jordan play? Like, people look at me like, you saw the second coming.
You also saw Pele when you were a baby.
Oh my goodness.
You
So
were-
I guess I've always appreciated sports,
Mhm.
but as you plainly and clearly put, I've never been very good at
No,
sports.
he appreciates watching them. That's different than playing them.
All right, I'm not going to talk about your sporting abilities or lack
And
thereof.
I have lack thereof as well.
I'm just teasing you, vacilando. Well, I hope you guys are having a good time here with me and my mama, as I said at the beginning of the show, Ma Dukes. But folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break.
Okay.
Can you believe that, Mom? 26 minutes has just flown by.
They just flew by like in a blink of an eye.
In a jiffy. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. In un plis plas. In the blink of an eye, as my mom said. Do you know what I say when we go to a commercial break, Mom?
Don't go away.
Yeah, but I say it in other words. What do I say? Stick
around.
Stick around. Hey, amigos. Welcome back. What's the name of this show, Mom?
The show with no name.
Say it with some oomph.
The show with no name.
With our co-host,
Linda Alonso.
that's right. And after today's show, we've got...
I don't know. I don't know.
Test Your English
Okay.
with Ximena Holiday. So many amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio every single day. Programs not just to teach you English, but I think to get you excited about it.
And to have fun.
I mean, my philosophy, my motto, if we're not having fun, we're doing it wrong.
That's true. It should be fun. It shouldn't be a chore. Learning is fun.
Mom, did you ever think about becoming a teacher?
No.
No.
Well, I did it for 1 year, but that was it.
And why didn't you like it?
I
Or
was
just
I was more suited at my own career of social work.
Well, how did you get into social work?
A friend of mine said they were looking for people to join the new major at the university, and I went to visit the dean, and there I was,
Wow.
just like that.
And you felt like it was your calling.
Yes, it turned out to be a career that, again, I'm still doing at my age.
And how long? I know you had a little hiatus. Tell us a little bit about your professional career. How long have you been a social worker for? Then you took a break to raise us. Tell us that.
I finished my career, my master's degree, almost 51 years ago. And so I worked for a number of years before Alberto was born. And then I took a break of a number of years to raise Alberto and his sister Natalia. So I think altogether I've been working maybe about 36, 37 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All
Would have
right.
been longer if I didn't take a break, but I'm glad I did.
Of course. You can't, when your kids are young,
Mhm.
you don't get that time back. I see it with Lara.
You don't, and again, talking about sports, I had like a little minivan then, and I would be bringing you to, for example, to maybe karate class, then dropping her at gymnastics, then you for baseball. So I was always usually on the weekends transporting the both of you to your games.
Well, that's a parent's job.
Mhm.
Right? Get the kid around, get him
To their games and
excited,
practice.
doing
Yeah.
activities, mixing with other kids. I know sometimes my daughter runs my social calendar, but
That's how it is.
also that's it's par for the course. Speaking of sports, for two people who really aren't good at sports, we're talking a lot about sports
Yes,
today.
we are. Yeah.
Well, Mom, you're a good sport.
Thank you.
What does that mean? Explain that
A
expression.
good sport is somebody who goes along with things, is good, a person who cooperates, I would
Yeah.
say.
Not a difficult person.
Yeah, not a difficult. A good sport is okay. They're gonna go along with it. They're not gonna give you a hard time.
There you go, Mom. See, you're doing really good over here.
Okay.
All right. Well, in a moment, we're going to listen to a famous person speaking. And you guessed it, it has something to do with sports. Stop making resolutions and start making progress with your English in the new year. We've got something for everyone under the sun. Every level, every age, every budget. Grupo Vaughn has got you covered no matter what you're looking for. Whether it be master's courses, group or one-to-one classes, either online or in person. Vaughntown, a true immersion experience. Disney English and Vaughan Jr. for the kids. Oxford Test of English. Camps for kids of all ages. Online courses. And a wealth of other resources at vaughantienda.com. Stop by one of our centers for a free level test or a sample class from one of our top teachers. Why wait? There's no time like the present. Start the year off on the right foot. You can contact us at our website, grupovaughn.com, or give us a call at 911-385831. And make sure you're following us on social media. Let's get going. Pongámonos en marcha. All right, Mom, I need your help again.
Okay.
Can you say it's time for the Say What soundbite?
It's time for the Say What soundbite.
Say what? 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 Huh? Come again? Yeah. All right, folks. I've also got some news for you. Mark your calendars. February 7th. We've got Vaughan Radio Trivia Night. Sounds like fun. I wish you were going to be in town, Mom. I mean, I think you would enjoy it.
I probably would, yeah.
Well, folks, come for my mom's sake, who can't come. If you'll be in Madrid February 7th, we'll be at Roll Madrid for our upcoming Vaughan Radio Trivia Night. It's Roll Madrid, Calle de Amaniel 23, and it kicks off at 8:30. It'll be hosted by Chris Frank. He hosts a show called Frankly Speaking.
I don't
Or
know.
do you catch the joke there?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if it was a joke. Okay.
I mean, it's not a coincidence. His show is called Frankly Speaking.
And he loves Frankfurters.
Oh, yes, he does. He's a smart guy, funny guy. He's a great addition to Vaughan Radio, and you can listen to his show, Frankly Speaking, every day. And frankly speaking, it's a damn good show.
All right.
Also, some other upcoming things. Mom, I roped you into another commitment as well.
What's the next commitment?
Didn't I tell you we're going to be recording an episode of FYI on drumroll? On the Bible.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's right. So that's going to be a lot of fun too. Stay tuned, amigos, because we've got a lot of stuff. All right, let's listen to this famous person now, and let's see what you guys hear.
It means the world. I still, I've been floating for the past couple hours. I'm thrilled. So many people deserve this. Even though Golden State had some tough injuries, the last game and this game, they showed you how much heart they have.
All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mom, what did you hear? Did you hear it?
Not really.
All right. Well, you know what? I was just thinking, I'm like, wait a second. I'm the one wearing the headphones here. Hold on. Let me give you the headphones. Put these on.
Okay.
And then, because I want you to give me a synopsis of what you heard in your best English. We're going to have you play along with the students as well. All right. Here's your Say What soundbite for the second time. Jot down what you hear.
It means the world. I still, I've been floating for the past couple hours. I'm thrilled. So many people deserve this. Even though Golden State had some tough injuries, the last game and this game, they showed you how much heart they have.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughntown, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughntown, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to groupovon.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughntown. All right. Vaughntown. Sounds like an amazing experience.
Yes, it does. Yep.
I'd like to go there myself and do a week of live shows there.
That would be a great idea.
We could do it, one of them from the main room, one of them from lunch. We could really make it a lot of fun. So who knows? I keep asking, but it's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good expression.
That's another good expression. Easier said than done.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, another expression, but do you have a favorite expression in English that comes to mind? Maybe a philosophy, a motto that you repeat to yourself?
Well, my granddaughter,
Serenity or no?
My granddaughter says I say, oh boy, and oh my a lot.
Yeah, but those aren't really idiomatic expressions. Those
Okay.
are, something like, the grass is always greener,
Mhm.
or something along the lines of, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Right.
Anything that comes to mind there?
Oh, I say
What about serenity?
I
you
say the serenity prayer, which is God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So again, in life, we're always going to be confronted by things we have no control over. So I say it to myself, just the first few words, God grant me the serenity. So I remind myself I have to let it go.
And God listens to you.
Yes, he does.
You've got a direct line. Well,
Yeah.
guys, stay tuned, because that'll be coming up in about a month or so.
Okay.
The upcoming episode of FYI with my mother. All right. So what did you hear? You heard that sound clip. I mean, if you had to...
I have to admit, I see who the person is, but I have no idea who that person is.
Okay. So
But
that's good.
just listening to it, he does not, even though he is speaking English, he does not sound like a native English speaker. That much I saw or heard.
Okay. Now, aside from the accent and all that jazz,
Mhm.
what's the situation? Well, I mean, if you had to say what he's talking about and sum it up, the bottom line here.
He's getting some type of an award that he feels very, very grateful to have.
Great.
Mhm.
That was short and sweet. Excellent job, Mom.
Okay.
Well, tell him what happened today. You said, Alberto, what should I prepare? And what did I say?
Nothing.
Nothing. And you're doing a great job.
Okay. No script at all.
Well, I've got a script,
He
but
does,
you don't need
but
one.
I don't.
And I think you're doing a fine job
Thank
over
you.
here, Mom. A fine job.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, what we need to do is take a look at those expressions that we got from Speak Basketball
Okay.
from the book. It's available at the Von Tienda. You can stop in person, or you can go to vontienda.com.
And buy it that way. Mhm.
And you have a lot of our Vaughn books at home, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Which ones do you have? I know you have this.
All of yours.
Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. All right. The first translation was le da un calambre cada vez que se mete en la piscina o cada vez que nada. How would you say that in English? Let's try.
I would say a leg cramp was what the translation.
So he gets a cramp.
Mm-hmm.
Well, leg, I didn't specify. Could be in his toe.
But it's usually like when somebody's in the water that impedes them from swimming.
So yeah, a cramp.
A cramp. Yeah, it could be in the stomach. Mostly would be in the leg. I would
Stomach
think.
cramps. I get toe cramps. You know when it gets like
The toes. Yeah.
oh yeah, it's the worst. Cramp. Calambre o tirón. It's a muscle contraction.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a spasm
A spasm. Yeah.
of sorts, right? Let's see. What else? Cramp. Menstrual cramps.
Oh, I remember those. Not fun at all. I don't miss that at all. Not at all.
Oh, man.
I identify with all of you ladies who are still going through it.
There you go. Then you've got to cramp somebody's style. And this is a phrase a teenager would say to their parents.
Don't cramp my style.
What does that mean?
Don't hover over me and micromanage what I'm doing.
Yeah, don't get too close to me here,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
No me cortes las alas.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So here, the example they give us. Fred complained that having to take his little brother with him would cramp his style.
Mhm.
Or you like say, Alberto, here, let me fix your hair. And I'm like, Mom, you're cramping my style.
Right. Right.
You know, everybody's looking at me. I don't want to be associated with you at this present moment.
Right. Right.
So very rich word there, cramp.
Cramp. Yeah. And different meanings.
Good. The second one, I said it before. What is this head injury called?
Concussion.
A concussion. In Spanish, they call it conmoción cerebral.
Wow. That's a long one.
Mm-hmm. Traumatismo craneoceláfico.
Wow.
Craneocelálico. And then they say, then my students say that English is hard. I want you to say this. I'm going to even make it bigger for you.
I don't know if I can
I'm
do
going to
that.
zoom in. Say this, Mom.
Oh my goodness. Traumatisatico crane. So encialico. No.
Unbelievable.
Concussion.
Concussion is easier. All right. And Mom, what is your Achilles heel? Speaking of body parts, and what is your Achilles heel word in Spanish?
Achilles heel. Oh, I can say it in English, euro,
I hope you can say it in English.
but I have a hard time. Euro.
Euro.
I can't do that.
So say this. E,
E,
u,
u,
ro.
ro.
Euro.
E, u, ro. That's not euro.
Guys,
Euro.
I have been trying For how many? Since the euro came into play.
I can say peseta.
So you want? Hey, I wouldn't mind going back to the peseta.
I
There.
can say peseta. You know what another one is difficult? Ceuta.
Ceuta. So you can't say the EU sound.
I guess that must be
say
it.
Europa.
Europa.
No, Europa.
I don't say it
Because
that way.
Europa is I think a U2 album. Say ready a la española. Europa.
Europa. Europa. Some words are more difficult than others.
And it's not because you haven't tried.
No, I know.
You've been trying your heart out, Mom.
It just doesn't connect.
It's not working for you.
Nope.
Just say euros.
Euro-
Say Europe.
Euros, Europe.
Right. And Ceuta, just, I guess, travel to different other places.
Ceuta.
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 Ceuta. Sounds different.
Ladies and gentlemen, I said before and many times that nothing's impossible. Well, certain things.
Certain things Certain things are.
You know, I'm not laughing at you.
I know,
I'm laughing at the
I know.
We all have our issues when pronouncing words.
I know.
All right, let's see if you can say these two that I always used to say. Do you know how to say sunrise
Sunrise?
in Spanish? Amanecer. Amanecer.
Oh, I didn't know that word though. Amanecer?
Good.
Oh, okay.
Amanecer.
Okay.
And how would you say to threaten in Spanish?
To threaten.
Amenazar.
Oh, I didn't know that word either.
Okay, so sunrise.
Amanecer.
Wow,
I got
folks.
I got that.
Yes, you got it. Amanecer.
Amanecer.
And do you remember the other one?
No.
I only told you once. Amenazar.
Amenazar.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All right.
you know it took me like 3 or 4 years.
To get that.
I should say 24 years. Oh man, some things are tough. Some things are tough.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, no matter how much you practice them.
Mhm.
All right, and the last one. Se hizo un esguince, a very common thing, unfortunately, en el tobillo.
He stubbed his toe,
No, tobillo is not toe.
ankle.
Yes, but it's not stub.
He broke his ankle.
No. Okay. So his toe is su dedo del pie.
Okay.
So stub is ouch, like when you hit it.
Mm-hmm.
And ankle is tobillo. What's another thing you can do with your ankle?
Twist it
Twist or
or sprain it.
So now give it to me. He sprained his ankle.
He sprained his ankle.
He twisted his ankle.
He twisted his ankle.
Can you say, mi tío se hizo un esguince? So my uncle sprained his ankle?
Mi tío.
No, in English.
Oh.
Because a lot of students mix up the words uncle and ankle.
My uncle sprained his ankle.
Wait, let me lower this. Say it again.
My uncle sprained his ankle.
Say it again, Mom. It's music to my ears. Amen.
My uncle sprained his ankle.
I'm telling you, you got to do your own pronunciation or audiobooks or things. And I also put you and Lara in the studio to work the other day, too.
Yes, we did.
They made a little promo. What were we celebrating? Do you remember?
Celebrating the the downloads.
How many do you remember?
600,000.
600,000 downloads.
Yay.
It's unbelievable. FYI has reached such a high number, 600,000.
That's a great number.
I mean, we're over halfway to 1 million.
You're almost there.
And it all started in Lara's bedroom in her first house.
And that's where you first started recording. Yeah.
With a little, now my equipment's gotten a little bit better and
Mhm.
I have a better space, but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to grow. And so that's one of the coolest things. The show is growing.
And you have a studio in your home, which is wonderful.
But also, more importantly, the show is growing
Mm-hmm.
and my students' English is growing. So it's really a wonderful thing to see things bloom, to see things blossom.
And again, a person is always able to improve if they are focused on it. So if you are really trying to improve your English, you want to practice it as often as you can. Listen to TV shows and radio shows in English only. Speak English to friends and family who speak it. The more practice, the better you will become.
Yeah, I always tell my students, live, breathe, eat, do everything in English.
Yes.
And I feel like it's never been easier.
Yes, today it's very easy.
With the internet, everything's kind of not only connected, but it's connected in a way that is just seamless.
Yeah. I remember one of my professors at the university at college who taught Spanish. He was an American, and he encouraged us. He said, listen to novellas or watch novellas, listen to Spanish radio, which was available back then, and just try to immerse yourself in the language.
And it worked for you.
And it worked, yeah.
I mean, you speak Spanish really well. You get by.
I can get by.
And isn't that the goal in any language?
Yes.
All right. Well, folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. Can you believe we are halfway through the show?
No, not really. It goes very quickly.
Well, I hope you're learning. I hope you're laughing.
I'm laughing and learning.
I hope the listeners are learning and laughing. I'm having a blast. Today is National Take Your Mom to Work Day. Well, when we come back, we're going to take a look at some movies.
Okay.
Some music.
Okay.
Some jokes, because a little bit of sense of humor goes a long way.
It does.
Right?
Laughter is the best medicine.
We'll also look at some tricky words in our homophone section.
Okay.
So a lot of interactivity still to come. I need your help, Mom. What is the phrasal verb we say over here?
Stick around.
No, but you got to say it with more energy than that.
Stick around.
Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to FYI.
Welcome back to FYI.
You're not paying attention. I caught you. Why is that that statement is wrong?
Oh,
I'm just trying to test you.
welcome again.
No, welcome back is fine.
Oh, well,
Is this FYI or the show with no name? Don't worry, I get confused myself sometimes. I'm like, welcome to wherever you're listening to. I'm in front of a microphone again, teaching English, having fun with my students, whether they're show with no namers or FYIers. And I can give you a little glimpse, una ojeada, upcoming FYI episodes. Last Friday, you had English at Home, a very practical episode.
Okay.
Next week, we're going to look at corporations, another practical episode.
Okay.
Then after that, we're going to take a look at fire, one of the elements.
Don't play with fire.
Don't play with fire, you'll get burnt. Great expressions that come from fire. After that, we'll take a look at dictators with an emphasis on dick.
Okay.
And then, finally, the one everybody's been waiting for, the Bible, with the one and only Linda Alonso. So don't miss it, folks. Wherever you listen to your Vaughn podcasts, you can listen to your FYI episodes every Friday. You get a brand spanking new episode. And don't forget about our latest shows here on Vaughn Radio. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Vaughn Radio proudly presents 2 brand spanking new shows. You can join Ruby every weekday on her program Speak Up from 3 to 4 p.m. Speak Up is for students who are just getting started and superstars who want to go over the basics. Let Ruby guide you through the English experience on her new program, Speak Up, on Vaughn Radio from 3 to 4 p.m. And Frankly Speaking, hosted by Chris. This program will be on every evening from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And in Frankly Speaking, Chris Frank will make you feel like you were at the restaurant or bar with him in a totally native conversation. Learn English as you have fun with Frankly Speaking. So make sure you check out our 2 latest programs. You're going to love them. Frankly Speaking with Chris from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And Speak Up with Ruby from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I have a feeling, I have a hunch you're going to love these new programs. Exclusively on Vaughn Radio. Don't miss them. That's right, folks. That's right. New programs, and you got tons of content every day. All you have to do is download our free app. All right, folks, I need your help again, Mom. Are you ready?
Okay.
I need you to give me your best radio voice and say, it's time for homophones.
It's time for homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, we're going to take a look at these words that may or may not sound the same.
Okay.
So if I say to you, Mom, it's a dark night, what are you thinking of? What do you think?
That there is, you really can't see the moon, and there are no electric lights outside, and it's very hard to see in front of you.
Okay. And then what if I say he was a dark night?
I would think of a knight like a knight of
In shining armor.
in shining armor, like Don Quixote or something like that, an actual knight.
So I guess we could say context is key,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it is.
If I tell you there's a mouse on my desk, you're going to assume it's, something with an optical thing in it and not a little creature, a little
Right.
rodent,
Right.
right? So context goes a long way. All right, well, I'm going to give the students 2 words, as I always do in the homophones section, and we're going to see what the words are and if they sound the same. Now, don't give it away.
I
know,
won't.
I know you know the answer.
Okay.
The first word is what you do when you get to the door.
Right.
If there's no doorbell, you have to llamar a la puerta, tocar la puerta, golpear, right? Now, it can also be to hit somebody,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's not just to hit a door. Another one is to criticize.
Yes, that's true.
It reminds me of the expression, don't till you tried it,
Mm-hmm. Right.
right? I don't want to say it because I don't want to give it away. We'll take a look at it in a bit. What else? There might be some other ones as well. Well, if we add around, it's got a lot of meanings. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
We can back a couple beers.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we'll take a look at it. It's a very, very rich word, that first word. And the second word doesn't have as many meanings. So this is a trick or a special technique.
And they both have like a silent letter.
Yeah, that's true. Good.
There's a silent letter for both of these words. That's a little hint.
You should be a teacher.
A silent letter. Because unlike Spanish, English is not written like it's pronounced in many instances.
Absolutely, Mom. I'm seriously. I'm gonna go have a cup of tea, and you take over. You're doing a great job. Seriously, excellent. So yeah, special technique, a trick. Also, it's to learn that special technique.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Tener madera, they say in Spanish.
That expression I've never heard of.
Tiene madera para tal. So that means somebody's really good at it.
No, I never heard that. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
They show mastery.
Okay.
So those are our 2 words. The first one, as I said, much more than one word because it has so many meanings. But we'll take a look at those in just a moment. What we need to do right now is listen to our Say What soundbite, which we've already determined is a non-native English speaker, which there are many.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because English is such a broad language.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And talking about appreciation for an award of some
kind
sort.
of award, yes.
All right, let's hear it for a third time.
It means the world. I still, I've been floating for the past couple hours. I'm thrilled. So many people deserve this. Even though Golden State had some tough injuries, the last game and this game, they showed you how much heart they have.
Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. All right, guys, go to our website and you can find out all about our special deals. If you're looking for courses or solutions, you can go to grupovaughn.com. If you're looking for materials for self-study, you can go right to our bookshop. It's vontienda.com. You can give us a call at 911-385831. And, of course, follow us on social media.
Sounds good.
It's a great way to be in the know. All right. Now, the first word that we gave everybody, which was,
Mm-hmm.
say that word for me.
Knock.
So it's not O, it's ah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's an O, it's not knock, it's knock. Say it again.
Knock.
And it's short. It's not knock, it's knock.
Knock.
Knock. So a silent K,
Mm-hmm.
knock. Does it remind you of any songs?
Knock 3 times.
Maybe, yeah, it sounds like, is that a
Not
song?
that was
Knock 3 times.
Tony Orlando
at
and
the
Dawn.
door if you want my love.
Some no, not
No.
quite.
I don't know.
But
I was thinking of knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of. I think it was Tony Orlando and Dawn.
And what about, you better knock, knock, knock on wood.
I don't know
You
that
better
one.
knock, knock, knock. It's like thunder, lightning. The way you love me, it's frightening.
Different generation. I don't know that.
Different generation? That's from the 50s. What kind of drugs do you smoke, Mom?
I don't know.
Seriously.
That, I don't know that.
Knock
song.
on wood song. Come on, Mom.
Knock on wood. I really don't.
1979.
Oh, see, I didn't know. No.
So way before my generation, much more your generation.
Yeah, mine was. More
You
this.
were a young person then.
Yeah.
I was 2.
You were 2.
So definitely not my generation. Man, sometimes you don't know your own generation.
Mine was the 60s.
Well, you don't know that song. It's been in a million. And you
No.
don't tell me you don't know Bob Dylan knocking on heaven's door.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
Mom,
yeah.
come on.
I've heard that.
Jeez Louise. Well, thank God we don't have our music section next, and we have movies, because I know you're quite a movie buff. All right, so the first one's knock.
Okay.
Knock. And we said it means to knock on the door, to knock at the door, to
Mhm.
right? And also we said you could knock somebody in the head or knock somebody out. We know it from KO, right?
Mhm.
A technical knockout, a TKO. And then the expression, don't until you tried it. How does that one go?
Don't knock it until you've tried it.
Yeah. So that means don't criticize something
Mm-hmm.
that you're not really familiar with
That you haven't
firsthand.
tried. That you haven't tried. Yes.
Right? What else? We said some other ones. Knock around. He was knocking his brother around. To treat roughly,
Mm-hmm.
right? To knock back a couple beers.
Mm-hmm.
Means to drink, right? To knock down, to demolish. They knock down a building,
Mm-hmm.
right? To knock a building down, to knock a person down.
Right. To put a person down. That's very bad to do.
And what is a knockoff? If I told you that is not a Louis Vuitton, that's a knockoff.
It would be an imitation item that's made to look like the real thing.
And then what if I said the expression that you used in the upcoming FYI episode, Alberto, knock it off?
That's telling a person to stop doing what they're doing.
Wow. See, you're doing really good here. And what if I say to you, Mom, the fridge is full, knock yourself out?
That would be help yourself to whatever you wanted in the fridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a weird one, right?
Yes, kind of, yeah.
Because you're like, help yourself, it means.
Basically,
you know.
it would mean help yourself.
So, Alberto, can I have a soda? Yeah, knock yourself out.
Right.
It sounds like I'm insulting you.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
So that's interesting. And what if that woman you work with shows up and all of a sudden she's knocked up?
Means she's having a baby.
There you go. There you go. And if I told you that he graduated from the school of hard knocks?
That's from someone who's had a very difficult childhood, but has been able to overcome.
There you go. Sure. Mom, you really know your stuff. And to knock somebody off their pedestal?
When somebody is trying to act superior and kind of putting them in their place that they're not superior, although they may think they are.
All right, good. And what if I say the show knocked my socks off?
That it was fantastic, marvelous, wonderful.
All right. So Unbelievable. Mom, we just looked at 7 or 8 different uses of knock.
I didn't realize they were that many. I really didn't.
Now, the second word. He has a for doing something.
Mm-hmm.
How would you say that word?
An ability.
No, but now I want you to pronounce the word.
Oh, you want me to pronounce
This
the word?
one, yeah.
Okay. Knack.
So the first word again?
Knock.
The second word?
Knack.
They are not homophones. So yeah, a knack. A
Mhm.
knack. What would you say? We already realized, because I tell the students to personalize it,
Mhm.
I don't have a knack for sports,
Mhm.
for playing sports or doing sports, right? What do
It-
you have a knack for? I put you on the spot again.
I don't really know.
Well, the words are not homophones.
No,
but
they're not.
to have a knack for something, and also the word knock, which, as we saw, had many, many meanings. All right, Mom, we're going to go to one section that I know you're going to love because you're a movie buff. You love going to the theater, whether it's the movie theater or whether it's going to see a live show. But I want you to introduce it, and I want you to say it's time for Name That Movie.
It's time for Name That Movie.
Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie, and I've got my mom here. I'm going to enlist your help here.
Okay.
Now, the first thing I want you to do is give us the trailer for today's movie. So if you read this part that I just put in bold, but you got to sell it. This is a movie trailer here.
Mhm.
So, okay. Boom, 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 boom. Remember, I'll give you a clue. The genre, so you know the tone, is horror. I know it's not your favorite, but
Mhm.
get into the role because you can't read it like this is the latest Disney movie. Okay, so
Okay.
you got to sell it like pretty scary here. Here we go.
Children are hidden away under an attic by their conspiring mother and grandmother.
All right, let's try it one more time. You got it.
Children are hidden away under an attic by their conspiring mother and grandmother.
All right, good job. You got the job.
Okay.
You got the part. So children, common mistake there. Some people say, I have 3 childrens.
No, there's no S.
Yeah. The easiest way to get around that is kids.
Kids, yeah. Kids has the S.
And it's a regular plural, and it's the one we use the most.
And if if it's more than one child, you could have a dozen or whatever number. It's children, plural.
It's always going to be missing that S.
Missing the S, yes.
And children are hidden. This is another word students mispronounce. They say hidden.
Hidden.
So it's hide, hidden.
Hidden.
Escondido, oculto.
Mhm.
So children are hidden away under an attic. What is an attic?
In a house, the top floor of the attic, usually where storage is kept.
Where you store things.
Store
Good.
things,
I don't know,
furniture, suitcases, things you don't need every day.
Buhardilla, which is different because if you say el piso es un ático in Spanish, you're saying a penthouse.
Oh, no.
Because it's the high, it's the same idea, but one is seen as not a place where you would want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And, it seems like an appropriate place for a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
The attic and the basement, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stay out of the basement and the attic and you're okay.
And you're okay.
Right? And stay away from the windows too. So children are hidden away under an attic by their conspiring,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense in Spanish, similar word, mother and grandmother.
Mm.
So, wow, sounds like the ideal family over here. The movie is called Flowers in the Attic.
I've never seen that movie. I think I've heard of it, though.
It's a movie I can tell you a little bit more about. It's a movie that came out in 1987.
Okay.
It starred Louise Fletcher. Do you remember her?
Oh, in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Absolutely.
She was the nurse. She did a great job in that role.
Well, that's Louise Fletcher. The movie's called Flowers in the Attic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely one of those creepy movies. I like horror movies, but this one's
Horror movies are not my cup of tea.
Ooh, there's a wonderful idiomatic expression. Really good one. All right, so let's take a look then at the scene. Now, I think even though, well, you're grandmother. You're going to play grandmother
Okay.
because you are a grandma now.
Yes, I am.
And I'll be mother. And this way I give you the meaty role. El papel con más chicha.
Okay.
So can you read it? Do you need me to bring it to
No, I
make it
can read.
bigger?
I can
I
read.
can highlight your part like that.
No,
Yeah?
I can see it.
Okay, here we go, folks. This is a scene from Flowers in the Attic.
No child in this house will shout or scream or show defiance. Do you hear me? Do you? Now remove your blouse, daughter, and show them how punishment is given in this house.
So let's go through this. The thing, no child in this house will shout or scream. Same thing, to
Mhm.
shout or to scream or show defiance. What does that mean? To say no, to defy, to go against.
To go against the whatever the authority is.
Do
Mhm.
not defy me. Do not show defiance.
Mhm.
Do you hear me? Do you? Now remove or take off
Mhm.
your blouse. And your blouse is usually a female shirt.
Right. Mhm.
Right? Daughter, we know that word is hija, and show them how punishment, castigo,
Mhm.
is given in this house. And the verb is to punish.
Mhm.
So punishment is the noun, and the verb is to punish. And then mother, here's my big line. If you're cruel to my children, I'll take them away tonight. So she's giving her an ultimatum.
Mhm.
She's not playing ball, to speak about
Mhm.
sports idioms. She's not playing along. Okay, grandmother.
Take them, Corrine. Take them now. Do you think I care?
Oh, so you're showing total disdain
Mhm.
for my feelings and thoughts. And she laughs. Give us an evil laugh as Corrine cries. Then the grandmother says,
Take off the blouse, Corrine. Take it off.
wow, very convincing. And Corrine takes off her blouse. And grandmother says,
Look closely, children. 17 lashes, one for each year she lived in sin with your father. So that you understand me now, I will give you food and shelter, but never kindness or love. For it is impossible to feel anything but disgust for what is not wholesome.
whoa, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yes.
Lot of good vocabulary. Well, first, Mom,
All right.
great job.
Thank you.
Well, you didn't rehearse it.
No.
We are winging it. Estamos improvisando. We're winging it over here, and you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Honestly. So she says, look closely, children. Mira, look closely. It's obvious. 17 lashes. Now, we're not talking about eyelashes,
Mhm.
pestañas.
Mhm.
What are we talking about when we say lashes in this context?
She's hit her with some type of a whip.
Yep.
Her daughter.
A whip.
Yeah.
17 lashes, like what Indiana Jones has.
Mm-hmm. Not going to win the Grandmother of the Year award.
No,
for sure.
no. One for each year she lived in sin. Now, what does that mean, to live in sin?
She apparently was not married to the father of the children.
Okay. So that you understand me now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will give you food and shelter. Food is easy. What is shelter?
A place to live.
Right. But never kindness or love. What is kindness?
Showing concern and care for another person.
Very good.
Empathy for another person.
For it is impossible to feel anything but disgust, asco,
Mm-hmm.
for what is not wholesome. And what does wholesome mean?
Wholesome. Something
That is clean or
clean.
pure.
Yeah, clean,
right?
clean or pure. Yeah.
Family oriented.
Yeah.
If we talk about wholesome entertainment,
It's a rated G.
it's clean, it's wholesome. And she's
Right.
saying because she lived in sin,
Mm-hmm.
her daughter is not wholesome. Mom, I am very, very thoroughly impressed.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't expect anything less,
Thank you.
but you never cease to amaze me. I hope the listeners are enjoying my special co-host today. We got her to do a show before she leaves to go stateside.
Across the pond. I wish it was really a pond.
All right, well, Mom, you know what you have to say. What do we say when we go to a commercial break? But I want all your energy because this is the last commercial break.
Don't go away. Stick around.
Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name, part 4. I can't believe it. Time is just flying by. And I know what you're thinking. This is the worst day of the week. You know, oh man, it's just another manic Monday. Oh, that's my fun day. Oh. Are you having fun, Mom?
Yes, I am.
Great. All right, well, we've got a lot to do in this, the fourth and final part of today's show. We've got Double Trouble.
Double trouble.
We've got to listen to our Say What soundbite again.
Okay, that's the last time for that one, right?
Yep, 4 chances.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one of my personal favorite sections, You're Joking,
Mm-hmm.
where we learn English with some humor. We've also got famous birthdays
Okay.
and Name That Lyric.
All right.
A lot of stuff to do.
A lot of work to do.
Well, work or fun?
Work.
It's all how you slice it or dice it. Todo es como lo pones.
If you love your work, you'll never work a day in your life.
See, you said you didn't have any mottos. You didn't have any favorite expressions, and you've been dropping them all show long. Nice round of applause for my mom. Taking some time out of her vacation to record here because, well, as I said, people want to hear from you, Mom.
It's great to be here.
You're, every time, all throughout the year, I get emails and people tell me, oh, when is your mom going to be on the show again? Or, I just heard the episode with your mom on, well, tell us. We've done now 3. One hasn't come out yet, the Bible one. We've done 3 FYI episodes. Which ones are they?
Well, the first one I think was the family,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. And the second one we did was mental health. And then the third one will be on the Bible.
Awesome. And then we did this show, which we're doing right now live.
Mm-hmm.
And also, do you remember when we went to Lara's school the other day
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about the family?
We talked about the family and introduced English words to the children in my granddaughter's school.
Well, guess what? I recorded that audio.
Great.
And that's going to be coming up on an upcoming episode of the section Learn with Lara.
Okay.
So, Mom, you didn't even know that. I got you on FYI. I've got you on the show with no name and Learn with Lara.
I'm a working mom. I'm
Hey.
a working grandma too.
And I'm a slave driver. I'm a slave driver. El que tiene esclavos, a slave driver, right? Speaking of whips and lashes,
Mm-hmm.
my goodness. Mom, next time, tell me to go take a hike. Que vaya a tomar viento.
I enjoy doing it. I'm so glad to be here.
All right. Well, then I need your help to introduce our next section, which is a game. It's a fun section. It's called Double Trouble. Introduce it however you'd like.
Now it's time for Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, amigos. Double Trouble. And this is a little bit different than the night and night example we used before. But this is more like just using a word with 2 meanings.
Okay.
So like the word knock we looked at before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We could knock it off, or I'm going to knock you out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we didn't mention this one. She's a knockout.
That's somebody who's very attractive.
So wow, that knockout said knock it off or I'm going to knock you out.
Yes.
Stop knocking me. And that would make sense.
That would.
Well, that's the whole idea behind this section over here. So let's give them the translation, and you have to use the same word twice, amigos. Here we go. No juegues conmigo. No tontees. No me vaciles.
Mm-hmm.
No juegues conmigo. Estás loco.
Mm-hmm.
Estás chalao. Estás loco. So no juegues conmigo. Estás loco. Estás chalao. And I'll give you guys a little clue. I'm going to give the students a clue here. Aerosmith. And I can give you another clue. Pink Floyd. So 2 groups that have used this expression in their music. I'll give you some time to think about it as we listen to our Say What soundbite for the 4th time.
It means the world. I still, I've been floating for the past couple hours. I'm thrilled. So many people deserve this. Even though Golden State had some tough injuries, the last game and this game, they showed you how much heart they have.
All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds like a nice guy, right?
Yes,
sounds
he
like
does. He
he
sounds very happy.
I think he sounds humble too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't sound like a cocky, arrogant guy. No. He sounds humble. Sounds like a nice guy, you know?
Yes.
All right. So that's I just want to make sure we get everything done and we go in order here because I got a lot of stuff to cover. That's our Say What soundbite. All right. Let's take a look at the Double Trouble.
Okay.
So, no juegues conmigo. How would you say that?
Don't play with me.
Don't play with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Could you also say don't toy with me?
Yeah, you could say that.
Don't toy with, you're toying with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Synonyms.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Synonyms. All right. What are different ways of saying crazy? Now, we looked at that perhaps in our FYI episode on mental health.
Mm-hmm.
What are different ways? There are many ways to say someone is bonkers, bananas.
Well, those are put downs. Those are not words that.
But you can also mean it to your friend. Oh man, you're bonkers.
Yeah.
So it's all about the context.
The context
again,
of it.
right?
Yes.
So what would be other ways to say it? Loony, nuts.
You're off your rocker.
You're off your rocker. That's a great one, Mom. To be off your rocker. Totally native there. To be bananas. I always love this. Bananas and nuts. All you need is ice cream, and you got yourself a banana split.
Banana split.
You're bananas. You're nuts, right? Also, toys in the attic. To be toys in the attic. And I remember this one from Pink Floyd, The Wall. Toys in the attic, he is crazy. Surely gone fishing. So, Toys in the Attic, also the name of an Aerosmith album that you bought me.
I did.
Yeah, you don't see, that's the thing.
I did.
I mean, I learned this.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I learned this expression through an album you bought me.
Okay.
And it was called Toys in the Attic. And I remember thinking to myself, what the hell? I was a 7-year-old kid.
Okay.
And thinking to myself, what the hell does Toys in the Attic mean? And then several years later, I discovered Pink Floyd, The Wall. And I said, okay, so now I've seen it twice. And to be toys in the attic means to be nuts, to be crazy. So don't toy with me. You are toys in the attic. All right, there we go, amigos. Playing with words as always. Something we also like to do in our joke section. So if you'd like to introduce your joking, we can get into it.
Okay. Stay tuned for your joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right, amigos. You're joking only on the show with no name. Do you know any good jokes, Mom? I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
Not really jokes, no.
So why was 6 afraid of 7?
Why was 6? I have no idea.
Because 7, 8, 9. See, I can get my mom to laugh. Wow, guys, that is an achievement. Un logro. All right. Let's see if I know any other quick one-liners like that. I know. Yeah, that's the thing. When you have to think about a joke, you can't. So
what is black and white and red all over?
Easy.
Okay.
Let's see if the listeners know it, because it's kind of like a riddle.
It's a riddle. What's black and white and red
all over?
All over.
What's black? A zebra with sunburn.
No.
No. A nun falling down the stairs.
That could be one of them, but there's another more common one.
So, what's black and white and red all over? What is it? Let's get a drum roll. The answer is
a newspaper.
All right, folks.
And the red is not the color red. It's the past tense of the word read.
So you're saying we got some homophones on our hands?
Yes, we do. Yes.
So I read a red book.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, Mom. I'm telling you, you've got to host your own TV show or YouTube channel or radio show or podcast where you're teaching English.
Next time when I come to Spain, I'll do it again, but I still have my day job.
All right. Well, tell people the expression, don't quit your day job. When do we say that?
If somebody is trying to say they're trying to
sing a song
or tell a joke and they're not very good at it.
They don't have a knack
They don't have a knack for it. They'll say, don't quit your day job. Like, don't depend on this.
So yeah,
You don't have the
skills,
the knack to do it. Yeah.
So we say, don't quit your day job. It's kind of like when I tell my jokes here. I tell the students, you know, what you would tell me aside from throwing tomatoes at me is don't quit your day job,
Yeah.
Alberto.
Mhm.
All right, well, let's see if these students get today's jokes. And let's see if you get them. I imagine you will.
Mhm.
Why can't basketball players go on vacation? Why can't basketball players go on vacation or on holiday, as my British friends would say? They aren't allowed to travel. You get it?
Yes.
They aren't allowed. Come on. That's an easy one.
That's an easy one.
All right. Well, explain it. Obviously, travel means to get on a plane, to get on a boat.
Mhm.
But what does travel mean in the basketball sense?
That they're doing an illegal thing. They're carrying the ball instead of dribbling it.
Yes.
Mhm.
You need to dribble. You cannot.
You can't just
Travel.
hold the ball and run.
You can't double dribble.
I don't know sports, but that I know.
That's a basic thing. No traveling. But then how are the teams supposed to play away games? I'm joking.
That's a little hard.
Well, there you go. So there's an easy one. Why can't basketball players go on vacation? They aren't allowed to travel. Okay, so here's another one for you. If a jockey wears jockey shorts and a basketball player wears basketball shorts, what kind of shorts does the president wear?
I'm going to take the fifth on that one.
Okay.
You do that one.
So if a jockey wears jockey shorts or jock shorts
Mm-hmm.
and a basketball player wears basketball shorts, what kind of shorts does the president wear? Depends. No? All right. So what is a jockey? Let's go through the vocabulary.
A jockey is a person who rides a horse, in a horse race.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so jock shorts, what are those? Athletic supporters.
Supporters,
So,
yeah.
Protect your nether regions,
Right. Mhm.
if you will. A basketball player, we've already talked about, wears basketball shorts. That's easy. What kind of shorts does the president wear? And I said, depends. Now, Spanish people will never get that joke. Why?
It's a brand of adult diaper.
Okay. So it's a brand, una marca de pañales para adultos
Mhm. Yeah.
who suffer from incontinence.
Right.
Well, there you go. Depends.
Double meaning.
So it depends is depende,
Mhm.
but also depends is those that are made for adult diapers, as
Right.
my mother said. But it's the most famous. It's like if you say Kleenex here,
Right. Mhm.
same kind of thing. Depends. Hey, I'm not just criticizing the current president.
Mhm.
I don't remember us having a president under 70 years old. So I guess it's appropriate anytime you hear this. All right, let's see. Why did Ron Artest leave the game early? Now, what can I tell you about this guy? He's pretty violent.
I don't know who he is.
All you need to know is quite a violent character.
Okay.
You know, had a bit of a chip on his shoulder, as we say.
Okay.
A bit of a temper, if you will.
Okay.
So why did Ron Artest leave the game early?
He wanted to beat the crowd. Okay.
You get it?
Yes.
Do you want to explain it to the students?
To beat the crowd would be to leave an event early or sometimes stay after most of the people have left the game to beat the crowd. So it's either leaving an event early or waiting till most people have left and then leading.
Yeah.
You're not going with the crowd.
You're timing your exit of the stadium or
Mhm.
whatever. I did it the other day at the Bernabeu with my nephew.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got there early, which is another way to
Beat the crowd. Right?
beat the crowd.
Mhm.
You beat the crowd because you get there early. You don't
Early.
have to wait online.
Right.
So it's not only when you leave, it's when you arrive.
When you
too.
arrive too.
You're trying to do things at a different time than the general public,
Than the general public. Yeah.
in hopes that there won't be as much traffic when you're leaving. It happens all the time at the Bernabeu.
Mm-hmm.
People leave early to beat the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Or stay.
I stay late because, well, if I'm going to go see if I used to have a season ticket, but since I don't go very frequently, I usually beat the crowd and hang out for a little bit.
Until most of the people have gone. Then you can get out quicker. Absolutely.
And then to physically beat the crowd, what does that mean?
To physically hurt them with your hands or with a bat, with some kind of weapon.
So there you go, folks. He wanted to beat the crowd. All right. Well, I think it's time for a little birthday celebration. Can you introduce the section Famous Birthday Trivia?
Now it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Oi, oi, oi. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, folks. We are here with famous birthdays. And have you heard this is Lara singing happy birthday here. Let me give you the headphones, Mom, if you want to hear our remix. This is just a little birthday greeting we play for Show with No Namers when it's their birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We love you. We love you.
There you go. There's your
She's precious.
your granddaughter. She is a star. How does the expression go? A star is born.
Mm-hmm.
A star is born. All right, let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. Today we've got somebody, don't say it. She was born today in 1956, an American singer and dancer. And the genres that she covered were disco and soul. She got very popular with a cover of the Eddie Floyd song, "You Better Knock, Knock, Knock on Wood. You better." We were listening to the song before when I sang it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, "Light My Fire," but not the Doors version.
Mm-hmm.
"Friends" from 1985. And she just has some of those songs that will live on forever. Number 2, an actress who was born today in 1970. She was in License to Drive. She was in Drugstore Cowboy, Twin Peaks, Boogie Nights, Say It Ain't So, Scrubs, Californication, From Hell, The Hangover Part 3. So, I mean, she's been in so many movies, including Flowers in the Attic, which we looked at today.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, a Spanish basketball player who played, for the NBA. He played for the Memphis Grizzlies, and he won an NBA championship also with the Toronto Raptors in 2019. His brother's also a very famous basketball player who's played in the NBA, and they're really, they call him the Big Burrito.
The Big Burrito.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And are you familiar with the last name?
Gasol?
Yeah, well, there you gave it away, but that's all right. Mom, you got it. Nice job. Number 1 is Amy Stewart.
Okay, I don't know her.
Number 2, Heather Graham, actress Heather Graham.
Don't know.
Yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, you definitely recognize her.
Maybe yeah.
You might not know her name, but second you see her face, you're like, yes, her. She's been in a million things. And I can't believe you don't know the Gasol brothers, Mark and Pau Gasol.
No.
Well, happy birthday to Mark Gasol, a.k.a. the Big Burrito. And that'll bring us to today's Say What soundbite. It's Mark Gasol. He was talking about a game, and he says, "It means the world," which means it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I've been floating. So I mean, he's on cloud 9.
Mm-hmm.
I've been floating for the last couple hours. I'm thrilled. That's more than happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thrilled, So many people deserve this. Even though Golden State, which is the Golden State Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
had some tough injuries, the last game in this game, they showed how much heart they have. So how much passion, how much heart.
Mhm.
Let's hear birthday boy Mark Gasol.
It means the world. I still, I've been floating for the past couple hours. I'm thrilled. So many people deserve this. Even though Golden State had some tough injuries, the last game and this game, they showed you how much heart they have.
All right. And Mom, our last section, if you could announce Name That Lyric.
Now it's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is. No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
Well, before we get into Name That Lyric, a nice round of applause for our show with no namers and for my mom.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Any last words of advice, words of wisdom for the students? You've given them many so far. Surround yourself with English, enjoy the process.
Practice makes perfect. Keep practicing your English. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Oh man, that applies to everything. That
Mhm.
anything that's worth doing is worth doing right. That's one of my favorite
Mhm.
ones. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right.
right.
And Mom, you showed that once again today. I dragged you on here. I roped you in, to use the word. You said, should I prepare anything? I said, no, just trust me. You're in good hands.
Okay.
And you took it and ran with it. There's another expression. It means you did better than was expected of
Thank
you.
you.
So as always, keep up the great work. We always know if you want to quit your day job, you can. You got a welcoming audience right here. And maybe I'll take a month vacation. You can sub in for me. I know the show wouldn't lose. In fact, it would gain so much with you at the helm, a los mandos. So thank you to all of you. Today's song that we're going to say goodbye with is Knock on Wood
Okay.
by Amy Stewart. Well, the most famous version of the song is Amy Stewart. And she says, I don't want to lose you, this good thing that I got, esta cosa buena que tengo. Because if I do, I will surely lose a lot. Perderá mucho seguramente. Because your love is better than any love I know. And here's the part everybody knows, the chorus. It's like thunder, lightning. The way you love me is frightening. Do it with me. You better knock on wood, baby. All right, so folks, that's the end of today's show. Thanks again to all of you. Thanks, Mom. And we'll be back tomorrow. We've got a whole nother show
Bye-bye.
for you. And we're going to have fun and play as we always do. Thank you.
Bye-bye.